What's up, Block fam?
It's not Block fam.
Oi. Oi. Need some Guinness.
Oi.
We're working on the chopper today.
Oi, chopper. Oh, wrong accent. See, I'm like,
you went Peaky Blinders British. Oi.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, guys? Sometimes we start like that, though.
Yep, I'm coming. I just gotta put the air line away. Yeah! Yeah! Come on! Yeah!
All right, Block fam, so before we get too far into the giveaway here, let me just explain the giveaway because there's lots of other stuff that we need to talk about regarding this motorcycle. So if you want to throw your hat at this bike, aka be involved in potentially being a winner, go to blockheadmoto.com, sign up, select a tier, and then based on that tier equals the amount of entries that you're in per month. Those people that decide to go, as I say, beyond the subscribe button and help us to support the creation of content, we take all of that and we put it towards building a bike. We put it towards tools for the shop, keeping the lights on, and back to you guys. We want to give back to y'all. And it all started with giving away a banner back in the day whenever you guys all said you wanted to buy me a beer, buy me dinner for the videos, all that good stuff. If you have any questions on it, let me know. Official rules are up there as well for you to look over. It's easy as that. You also get other perks, discounts at the merch shop online, early access to episodes, access to the Discord server as well, which is a big live chat room. Season 7, we are giving away this Sucker Punch Sally old school chopper slash bobber. I think the model of it is actually called the Bobber from Sucker Punch Sally's. For those of you that don't know, Sucker Punch Sally is a company that was operational in the early 2000s. Let's see the badge there on the neck. And they built some really awesome motorcycles. It was founded by Jeff Cochran and Donnie Luce. I've actually spoken with Jeff Cochran personally about some of these motorcycles. He's still making bikes to this day. Really talented guys. They ended up selling off the company, and the company was then driven into the ground by the next owner. So unfortunately, they don't make the bikes anymore, which is kind of a shame because they're just classic looking, iconic, awesome motorcycles. Chris has experience obviously with being in the industry for 25 years. He's kind of seen like the phases of custom builders, and this was one of those like really nice kind of more minimal bobber style bikes. They put an Evo power plant in them from Harley-Davidson, so it's not an S&S engine. It's an Evo from Harley because they had a bunch of extra, I guess, as per what Chris was saying. And so then the debate comes up, is it a chopper, is it a bobber? The company is called Sucker Punch Sally Old School Choppers, but this isn't a chopper. Chopper's usually raked out a bit more, or it's a bike that you've basically chopped. Now, since they made these, they made the frame and then put everything else together. It does have a VIN and all that stuff, so it is registerable with the DMV and all that, and through insurance. But since nothing was chopped off from the factory, they just called them choppers, but it's not an actual chopper, it's a bobber. So, and then it is a hardtail, so no suspension. The only suspension is in the seat here. I do have a black seat for it. So this was my personal chopper that I basically bought. It was in really bad condition, and I started working on basically bringing it back to its former glory. Yeah, we worked on it.
People have seen it a little bit here.
Yeah, people have seen it quite a bit. I know, like, whenever it was up at the dealership, a lot of people walked up and asked for it, for if it was for sale, mostly because of the paint, which does have custom paint. So
Thanks, Bombshell.
yeah, thanks, Bombshell Deluxe. Appreciate you. Backing up a little bit, I ended up finding this bike on Facebook Marketplace, and it was in pretty rough shape. And whenever I bought it, I didn't know what it was. And then I did my research, found out what it was. The guy who owned it beforehand, I forget what he said mileage was on it, but it had a busted up fender, it had a scratched up tank, and it was leaking. One of the plugs was like pretty fouled up, and so it was for the most part firing on one cylinder. The starter was bad, a couple other things. The front end was just a traditional style front end. It didn't have the springer. So this is all stuff we've already done. I don't know if you guys know, but whenever chrome starts to flake off, it hurts really bad because it gets into your skin. It's like little tiny razor blades. So yeah, we ended up swapping out the front end. Big thanks to TC Bros on that. We got new wheel, new tire, Springer front end, new bars, grips, all that's done. So we've done a fair amount of work already to this bike, but there is a little bit left. I wouldn't even say a little bit. There is still a good amount left to do. And then that's where we start getting into those build episodes from here. So just going over it, obviously it's missing an exhaust. I put it up to a vote, and you guys actually said that you wanted to see upswept fishtails. So in continuing this build of the Sucker Punch,
We got some new rubber on it for both front and rear, so that's already handled.
Yep.
We know the chain's in good shape. Primary side looks good. I don't believe it's been run in a while, but I do believe it was running just fine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was running great. Battery's brand new as well, so we can probably just throw that on a trickle, throw some new gas in it, get the carb tuned up. For that exhaust, we need to replace the stud here, and then we got a base gasket that we need to replace as well. Pretty much take a lot of this stuff off, clean it up, maybe even get it refinished. We were talking previously about getting this done in kind of the same purple, and then maybe like the lower rocker also done in kind of the same purple, just to like throw a little couple extra accents to really tie in the style of it. The purple grips, people always love those. All right, so I guess let's, where do you want to start?
Start attacking that broken stud just to see what happens.
All right. Look at that drill bit. Wow.
You get to kind of hold it halfway down the rod here and let it eat. Slow speed, heavy pressure. Remember that for all of you that need to drill something in metal. Low speed, heavy pressure. Not high speed. You just dull the shit out of your bit and accomplish nothing. You may ask yourself, why do you keep stopping? So that my bit doesn't heat up, cook itself. When you get done drilling this hole, you'll be so tired, you won't be strutting that ass.
Strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass.
Strutting that ass. You know, same old, same old.
That's how stuff goes down after 5.
Well, y'all gotta be watching me. Look away. Look away!
25-year master level technician Chris Stick Wide Glide.
We're attempting to insert a tap and recut thread so that this can be salvaged.
Alright guys, so I'm sitting here peeling off the gold blockhead from the frame of the bike, and we're sitting here talking to Chris's daughter about what he just did and how it's a bigger deal than what it looks. And
Yeah, you might think, oh, you just drilled out a hole. No big deal. But you have to understand that this drill bit literally fits inside the threads that are already cut. Just barely. Like, if you use the other hole, or any of these holes, it has to go in just right to go all the way in.
Yep.
And then when you pull it out, if you're cockeyed at all, it hangs up. So to manage to succeed and drill straight through that thing without damaging the existing threads,
it's a big deal.
yeah, this would have cost a bunch of money for a customer, typically. Because if you had to do the head, you'd have to go to the base gasket, so there's labor all the way down. There's all the gaskets all the way up. There's the cost of the heads to replace the head or take it off and helicoil it, which again is still more time, more money. But to do that on the bike as is, not many people are doing it that way. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But what did I say? What was the thing I said? The most success tends to happen when people feel they don't have that much to lose, or they have nothing to lose, because you're like, I'm gonna give it a shot. But when you feel like you're gonna lose a lot, you have a tendency to be very protective over what you're doing, and you make mistakes, or be it money, be it whatever it is in life. Fact is, I felt I had nothing to lose. I'm like, let's give it a shot. Remember when I started?
Yep.
I said, what's the worst that happened? We got to replace it anyway. Just so happens that we got it perfect. First try. No film editing, no bullshit. That's just the way it went down.
So if you got nothing to lose, you're just gonna send it.
Took about 30 minutes, give or take. And that's just because we were slowly drilling and talking.
Taking our time, yeah.
Saved the head. I'm happy.
Hells yeah, good job. All right guys, I keep wanting to say chopper because I've called it a chopper for so long, but I think I need to just go ahead and correct myself when I start saying this. So it's a Sucker Punch Sally's old school chopper, but it's actually a bobber. So I'm just gonna call it the Sucker Punch, but it's a bobber. So the Sucker Punch is off the lift. Chris got the studs all fixed up. He got the exhaust back on. We're basically gonna crank it, make sure it runs well, get it up to temp, and then Chris is gonna go take it for a spin in traditional master level tech fashion, because he's worked on it, you know, like the techs have to go take it and make sure it's good. They're like basically checking their own.
Remember, we put a front end on it. We didn't actually bleed the brakes out till I just did it yesterday. So
Oh, so okay, yeah. We never bled the brakes, but yeah, I totally forgot about that. New front end, it hasn't run since we got that on there.
But it's got new brakes, new front end, new everything up there. So
yep.
we want to make sure that works before I send you out there and you have no brake.
So yeah, we'll do appreciate it.
You know, we were looking for leaks. Remember, we talked about a few things, so
this is, I guess, kind of like a diagnostics episode where we're making sure that like what we need to work on and get up to snuff. We're obviously aesthetic. We're wanting to make sure a lot of the parts are new. We did decide on a set of pipes.
Upswept fishtails, so they're high rod. I think they exit right about here, and then they're gonna go straight back and kind of dip up, and this one's gonna drop down low and then go up.
Nice. The next thing to do is pretty much just crank it up, make sure it runs, get it up to temp, go take it for a spin. Then after Chris is done taking it for a spin, we want to continue to get it up to temp. So I'm going to go ride it as well, take it on a little bit of a loop, and then we'll resume back here at the shop. We'll throw it back on the lift and check and see what all we need to maintain on it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hopefully we'll identify some leaks.
Cool.
If there are any.
All right. It's a sick bike, man. Hope you guys are stoked we're giving it away. If you want to get in on the giveaway, blockheadmoto.com. Sign up, select a tier, get in.
It's so much fun to ride around and just bounce. It's not about speed or comfort, it's about style. Beautiful.
She feels good?
Oh yeah. Throw a leg over it. Get out there.
All right, let's go for a ride.
Take the peoples with you.
Y'all come with me.
All right, guys. Apparently I'm going above the speed limit. Which you can't tell because there's no speedometer on this thing. Man, it feels so weird riding without gloves. I totally forgot my gloves at home, so we're here riding without gloves. Whatever. Do as I say, not as I do. So this is actually my first time riding the bike with the Springer front end on it. Feels good. Like Chris was saying, this is totally a bike. It's not meant for you to go fast. I mean, it can go fast. It's got the power. But especially like with the displacement of the engine and the weight of the bike, you know, since it is a bobber and the very minimal frame, pretty lightweight as compared, I guess, to like other Harleys and such. But man, this is just such a great bike, man. Just oozes style. It's got soul to it. I'm really actually sad that I'm giving it away. Like, one of the reasons I am giving it away is, like, I didn't really have any intention of giving this bike away. Like, I wanted to keep it, but like I said, I had the opportunity to take on another project, which is very similar to this, and like, I don't need two of them. So we're gonna work on basically getting this one quality up to snuff, give it back to you guys. And one of the bigger reasons that we're giving this bike away is actually because the bike that I had in line to give away for season 7 ended up falling through. But it is going to be, I believe, the bike for season 8. And so the timing didn't quite work out. And then I was like, you know what? Like, since I've got another chopper or bobber on the way down the pipeline, why don't we just give this one away and fix it up and get it up and going? And so that's kind of how we landed on that. Just so you guys can see that total transparency, you know, it's like I really did not want to put this bike in the running to give away, just because you can't find them anymore. You know, they're just incredibly hard to find. She runs great though. Just a great looking bike, man. It's funny, what you guys didn't see off camera, you know, Chris basically like high-fived me and he said, thank you for owning that motorcycle. And he said it's been so long since he's ridden a rigid, and it's a feeling, you know. If you guys have never had the opportunity to ride a bobber, to ride a chopper, you know, like a rigid especially, it's just a feeling. It's, as the kids say these days, it's a whole vibe. And it really is. I mean, there's nothing like it. You know, I refer to Harleys as muscle cars, you know, whereas like Ducatis and stuff are going to be like your fine Italian sports car. Like, this is like muscle car, but stripped down even more. Frame, engine, throttle, brakes. There's no bullshit here. There's nothing you don't need on this motorcycle. There's no indicators. There's literally one cable going for the throttle. There's a brake light. That's it. But there's beauty in that simplicity. and I'm a real big fan in that simplicity. We've done some cool builds, you know, between like Goldzilla and the F you Sportster, you know, the OG 1275 Sportster now, where we're just going for speed. And like, having gone through those, it's like, you know, you kind of realize it's not always about the speed. Speed doesn't always matter. Such an awesome motorcycle. But yeah, I know that's kind of crazy for me to say, you know, it's like not all about the speed. I think it's a balance. Obviously, you know, it's nice to have something that is all about the speed, but then it's also nice to have something that's a little bit more like tame, laid back, more about the style. Legit just wants to throw you off the back. It's the joy of a bobber, man. Not that it wants to throw you off the back, but that it's like, it has the ability to, but I mean, that seat is just minimal. Anyways, let's continue back in the shop. This thing is definitely heated up. It's gone through a good cycle. Let's see how it's doing.
Can I get a hole, yeah?
All right, guys, so we got it up to temp. So now we're gonna throw it back up on the lift and go through it with a fine tooth comb and lift it. Swoosh, swoosh, transition sounds. Whoa. Whooshity, whooshity. Real quick, guys, want to give a shout out to Law Tigers, who is one of our newest channel sponsors. They've helped us out with legalities, official rules, and all that stuff of giving away motorcycles. If you guys are potentially in an accident or anything like that, and you need some legal advice, legal help, be sure to hit up Law Tigers. Just so you guys know, it is a company that is made up of people that actually ride motorcycles and are enthusiastic about motorsports as well. So it's always nice to have that connection, that understanding from somebody that actually rides. So big thanks to Law Tigers. Big thanks to Sick White Glove. No.
Shh. Trying to work.
All right, so from what I can see right off the bat, the flux capacitor seems to be kind of low. So I think we need to recharge the flux capacitor.
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour! Charged that last night.
Did you?
It's good.
All right, so what are we looking at? Looking at here from what you can see right off the gate.
A motorcycle.
That's a motorcycle. You're right. That is a motorcycle indeed. 100% American made, premium, alloy, unobtainium.
Leak-wise, all the seams look dry, so we're gonna eyeball each seam. All right, we're gonna look at head gaskets, looking okay, both. What'd we do? Maybe 20 miles between the two of us?
Yeah.
20, 25 miles. But the important place is what's happening under there. It looks like to me, yeah, we have a leak there. See that? So that would be the seal that lives behind this, all the way in there. It's called the engine seal. That appears to be leaking. Let's see what's happening up under here. Transmission is dry. This is off the frame from this seal. So that seal seems to have a decent leak. This side seems to be pretty dry. There's going to be a little bit of moisture here from the chain. That's fine. But definitely got an engine sprocket seal.
Word.
Leak. As far as everything else, just visually, with the short amount of time that we rode it, looks pretty good. How'd it feel riding it?
Great.
Strong?
Oh, very strong.
Sound good?
Yeah.
No knocks, no ticks, no oddball other than a dry clutch?
Nope.
So, I think the engine's pretty solid. I think we need to clean some covers, and we know we got a leak here.
Yeah.
As far as anything else, it's looking okay right now. We're gonna spend a little more time, ride a little further. We'll probably end up dismantling this regardless. This is much better than I had anticipated. We'll put eyes on everything, so we'll identify it as we go.
Yeah, so we're gonna polish the upper rocker covers, match some of the chrome, clean up some of this stuff. New chain as well. We got new pipes coming in, which are the upswept fishtails, which is what you guys voted on. And then yeah, aesthetically, we're gonna get all this stuff cleaned up, probably polish this as well. Yeah, we got our work cut out for us. There's gonna be a couple episodes you guys see on this thing, but by the time we're done, man, it's gonna be brand goddamn new.
Did you use the front brake?
Yeah.
So we're only touching out here, considering the brake pad is this wide. That's a problem. And if we look on this side, walk around me, look through here, we're only touching on the inner part here. So again, we have two problems. It appears that the pistons and or pads are coming out cockeyed, so they're only applying pressure here and here.
Right.
So we'll fix that. Not a big deal.
Easy to diagnose on a brand new rotor.
It is, yes.
If you guys go back through the episodes of us building this out before it was a giveaway, this thing was in really, really rough condition. The guy used silicone on like the axles.
So you just packed it with silicone?
Yeah, packed it, yeah.
Which is stupid. I don't know who had it before, but
no idea.
I put exhaust gaskets in it and we put the exhaust back on and everything's fine.
Yeah.
So
The guy had been rear-ended, so the rear fender was dented, so we got that fixed up, straightened. There was a sticker, and in order to make it look level, there was pieces of folded up like old receipt under the sticker, and then the sticker was put on top of it to try to hide the dent. It didn't hide the dent. It's come a long ways, so. And I'm excited to continue to get it, you know, to its former glory. Actually, better than its former glory. It's gonna be better by the time we're done with this thing, so. We got our work cut out for us. You guys.
I think we should do? Lift this tank to here. So what are we looking at? 2-inch lift. First go the tank so it follows this line.
Yeah. Well, then you got this part of the frame underneath it, though.
We
which
ain't
would be
worried
more
about that part of
exposed.
the frame. We're worried about it. Tank line.
Yeah. You guys let us know what you think down in the comments below. Should we do a little bit of a tank lift so that the tank, bottom of the tank follows the line of the frame, which would expose this part of the frame a little bit more, or should we leave as is? Up to y'all, since you guys are the ones that are going to be getting the bike. Anything else you want to throw in?
Wish it was given away to me.
That's how I feel too. It's currently my bike. Wish I wasn't giving it away.
Did you know that 60% of these people are not following? They're watching. You're watching, and I appreciate the shit out of that, but you are not subscribing.
He's right, guys. Statistically,
Somebody said my quote of the day was click that bitch.
click that.
So I'm going to say it again. Click that bitch. Subscribe. Hit it. Click it. Hit the bell icon. Thank you.
What he said. Yeah, statistically 60% of you guys that watch your videos are not subscribed, so just go ahead and subscribe so you can be notified of future uploads and activity. Hit the bell icon also so it sends you notifications on everything that we're doing on the channel here, so from the builds to whatever else is happening in the shop. You guys comment down below, let us know what you guys think of the bike, of the mods that we're talking about, of the stuff that we're talking about fixing and all that. Really eager to read y'all's input. If you guys enjoyed the episode, hit the like button. If you guys aren't following Chris, go head over to Sick Wad Glide. It's his Instagram.
Damn.
Tell him how cool he is. I think I've been slacking recently on talking about how cool you are.
I like
You like the fact that I'm forgetting?
Yes.
Because we're getting into this like...
You know how many people have commented that you haven't said that? And I'm like, I know, I appreciate it.
You're like, I'm trying to let him forget. Yeah, so I've been forgetting recently, but like, do me a favor, go to his Instagram, let him know how cool he is. Chris here is a 25-year master level technician. Pretty much the coolest guy that I know. So y'all go comment in like an igloo or an Eskimo or a snowflake or whatever on his recent post. Anyways, appreciate you guys doing that. That's the episode. Till next time, ride safe out there, stay vigilant. Catch you guys in the next one.